Hi everyone, it's Fred Vallaeys here. I'll be at Google Marketing Live 2025 later this week, reporting live from the event with all of the updates. But before all of that happens, I did want to take a moment to reflect back on last year's GML and reflect on the big predictions we heard in 2024 about generative AI in advertising. Let's talk about what's come true, what's still evolving, and what advertisers need to be thinking about right now. First up, the rise of the omnipresent generative assistant. Last year, I predicted that assistants would become more ever-present, constantly available to help consumers in the moment wherever they are. That evolution is still happening. Right now, the Meta AI glasses can already handle multimodal prompts, and I use them all the time, but you still have to activate them manually. Now, there's buzz that the next version that's coming this summer is going to have constant video, which would be a huge step towards real-time passive assistance. Now, some of the early entrants that I talked about last year, like the Rabbit R1 and the Humane AI pin, well, they've already shut down. But new players are stepping in. The Bee computer and the limitless pin, so this is the Bee computer, and the limitless pin are two examples. They offer the ability to record your entire day, kind of like how Zoom meetings already give you a transcript, but they do it for your whole life. These devices bring us closer to assistants with true memory, and that's a big deal for advertising, because it reinforces the idea that context and memory are the new query inputs. So that brings me to keywords, and why I believe they're becoming less central. We've seen AI Max from Google, which is making search campaigns behave more like PMax campaigns, and that is a keywordless campaign type. Now, in the past, keywords were the best way to understand the user intent. Today, they are just one of the many signals that the search engines have access to. And we're not talking just about signals like demographics, where the user lives, sort of these types of things, but we're talking about deeper signal. Who is this user? What is it they're thinking about? What do they care about? And what do they mean when they express a keyword? An assistant might remember that you spent 10 minutes looking at Adidas sneakers. So later when you say, I want to buy those shoes I saw earlier, it knows exactly what you mean by that, without you ever typing a keyword that expresses what those sneakers were. Simple, short queries can now carry a really deep meaning, and that's something advertisers really need to start understanding. Now, here's a new insight that I've developed since last year. Landing pages are also starting to lose power. Why? Because generative assistants are now doing the research for consumers. Instead of clicking around to compare options, consumers are having conversations with their assistants. By the time they land on your site and landing page, they're already much more informed. For transactional purchases, your landing page is just there to help them do the checkout. And for more complex purchases, your page needs to meet them mid-funnel, no longer at the top of the funnel, because they've already become better informed by the time they get to your landing page. Now, let's talk about creative. Last year, we saw a lot of promise around generative tools creating ad copy and visuals, and it's definitely not perfect. I was recently at a presentation where the slides were all made with AI, and they looked great at first, until we noticed the person on the screen had 3 microphones. And that became a little bit of a running joke throughout the presentation. Every single slide had something wrong with it. So yes, the tools have come a long way, especially video we've seen evolve quite a bit, but they still occasionally get it wrong. And then there's also the issue of scale. Right now, most of the ad platforms let you use generative tools to one campaign at a time. And that's fine if you're managing a few ad groups, but it just doesn't work for most advertisers who have big accounts and potentially thousands of ad groups. We're just not quite at the point where creative generation can be fully automated at scale, but I expect that will be coming. Now, let's revisit something that I talked about in 2024, data gaps and automation risks. We said that AI is only as good as the data you feed it, and that still holds true. But this year, something new has emerged as well, a concept called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This is a proposed standard that would let agentic AI systems access structured business data more reliably by giving them more reliable access to APIs. In other words, your assistant could pull in your product catalog, your store locations, your inventory, all from your trusted, reliable data in real time. But here's the catch. MCP is still early stage. It is not that widely adopted, and it's really not that easy to implement quite yet. So what should you do in the meantime? Well, focus on grounding your AI with the right data. Make sure that your product feeds are clean. Connect your CRM data to the ad platforms. Structure your site content clearly. Many of the things we've been doing before, we have to continue doing today because it feeds the AI systems just the way it fed the old Google systems as well. So give the AI something solid to work with and make sure that is also true and factual. So what does all of this mean for advertisers right now? Let me break it down. 1. Stop thinking of keywords as the primary way to express intent. Start thinking in terms of context and history. 2. Reevaluate your landing pages. They're not where the research happens anymore. They're where decisions get confirmed. 3. Ground your AI tools with the best possible data. Even if you're not using MCP yet, you can still improve your results with well-structured, accessible info. And 4, get your creative pipeline ready for scale. Even if the tools aren't there today, they will be there soon. So to wrap this up, we're seeing a shift in the very foundation of search advertising. From keywords to context, from websites to assistants, from creative bottlenecks to automated storytelling. And this is just the beginning. I'll be at GML 2025 later this week, covering the event and all the new announcements. If you want the latest updates as they happen, make sure to follow me here on YouTube and on LinkedIn. There's a lot more to come, and I can't wait to share it with you. Thanks for watching.